All right, we're live. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
The Hebrew Israelites back again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Before we begin this lesson, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem,
Bahasham, Yahweh Shai,
Shai, Bahashem,
Kodash. All right, double honors to the elders and the apostles that we learned from. You already know they are. All right, they're the leaders of all Israel today, and they rule well. All right. Shalom to you, and shalom to you brothers on highways and hedges, giving up your body as a living sacrifice. Shalom to you, Akwaf, in order, meaning you Israelite sisters that are in order. Okay, much appreciated, and much respect to you, women in order. Okay, and shalom to you Israelites that look like these other nations. You Israelites scattered abroad that may look like these other nations, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom. All right, today's lesson, we're going to speak about a few things that have surfaced as of late involving Trump and his tariffs, involving, Canada, Mexico, and China, I believe. And basically, this ain't going to be a lengthy lesson. We're just going to touch bases on it, show you where it says in the scriptures that this would happen. Okay, because the scriptures speak about how, you know, a lot of countries are going to, well, all the countries of the world basically are going to turn against America, man. Okay, America being the daughter of Babylon, right, in the scriptures. And all these countries are going to turn on America and eventually nuke America off the map. And this seems far-fetched to a lot of people that aren't, you know, familiar with this, that aren't familiar with what the Bible actually says. You know, they grew up on what Pastor Porkchop in the Christian churches fed them. So this information may be new to some people, but yeah, America is prophesied to be destroyed from coast to coast, and all the events that are happening in the world today are leading up to that moment. And we're going to show you in this lesson whereabouts in the scriptures it says that these things are going to happen. And as of late, a few things have happened involving this trade war. Since Donald Trump has come into office, he's ramped it up. You know, the trade war has been going on for a while, but it's intensifying under the rule of Donald Trump. And you know, this is very important for you to understand, because, you know, we're going to show you this more proves and validates how real the Bible is, man. It's undefeated. You know what I mean? A lot of people, you know, they don't have a lot of faith in the Bible. They doubt the Bible is true, and they say man wrote that book, that's the white man's book. They say all these things out there. You know what I mean? They got all these philosophies, but you know, this more confirms that, you know, not only that the Bible is true, but that the prophets that the Lord set up are the true prophets and leaders of all Israel today, which is the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, and the people that teach the light-wise doctrine. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a clip or two to start this off. Did you have anything you wanted to bring out before I do that?
No, you can bring the videos out.
All right, I'm going to bring out these. Yeah, I'm gonna bring out these clips, and then one or two or whatever, and then we'll take it from there, bring out a few precepts, and then close it out, Lord willing, you're edified. All right. All right. So in this first image, you can see right here, it says, this is Trump speaking. It says, quote unquote, it says, I am going to impose tariffs on the European Union, the EU, right? It says, do you want the truthful answer or the political? Oh, it says, am I going to, Salakia, am I going to impose tariffs on the EU? Do you want the truthful answer or the political answer? And the reporter says the truthful answer. And then Trump says, absolutely, right? So he's letting you know that he's going to impose tariffs on the European Union. Now, when you go into tariffs, that's like taxing them, right? Taxing the European Union, basically punishing them for not making Trump happy, basically, right? Not making Babylon the Great happy, not doing everything they want them to do, right? He's basically spitting out his pacifier. In England, they call it a dummy. And he's throwing a little temper tantrum, right? Because Esau ain't getting his way. You know, they don't like to be told no. So, you know, Trump is basically making moves that's only going to end up affecting you average American citizens out there, man, especially you people that voted for him. You actually think that by voting for Trump, that these things that are the effects of the policies he makes isn't going to affect you? You're crazy, man. You people don't understand that you're voting for two wings of the same bird, man. You know, one of the lesser evils. But basically, Trump is working. You know, he's a Zionist, man, and he's gonna take off his horns. He's taking them off, but it's gonna increase. You're gonna really see how much of a devil these Edomites are as a nation by the time this by the time the Lord is done with this place, man. You know what I mean? Esau is going to show you who he really is, all right? Because you should have never trusted in him. We've been bringing this out time and time again, but will you listen? No, most of you just going to have to learn the hard way, man. But you got this little article here. It says, breaking. European Union warns, the EU warns Donald Trump if he imposes tariffs, it will retaliate. So things are heating up, man. You know, I came across these articles and I thought, you know what, I need to bring these out because there's a few precepts that line up with this that's happening right now as I'm speaking. You know what I mean? This is all going on in live right now in the world, on the world stage. This is happening, man. You know, this is the reality of this world you live in, and it's only going to intensify. But basically, Donald Trump, I mean, America, not Donald Trump, but America used to be really tight with the EU. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure all these countries have always had their eye on America, looking at America with a side eye, because America has always been the world's bully. But as of late, through the desperation of him trying to keep hold of his power seat, which, you know, he's losing his power, he's losing his grip in this world, he's losing his strength. We're going to bring all this out in the scriptures, man. Scriptures speak about this. It's time for Esau to come out of power, okay? And if you were in the right spirit, you would be rejoicing at these things, man. You know, it's a beautiful thing when us brothers in the know, us brothers in this truth, when we see stuff like this, hey, we rejoice, man, because we understand that there ain't no fighting against this. The scriptures said this would happen, and it's only bringing us closer to the redemption of the children of Israel, which is you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that have been bullied and oppressed in this world and held down. You're getting ready to have that foot taken off your neck, and you're getting ready to rule the earth, man. So all of this is really good news, you know. I mean, it comes with a bit of bitterness. You know, prices of goods may go up and all these things, but the end result is going to be your redemption from this devil, man. Finally. All right. So I've got a quick clip I'm going to play. And then after that, I'm going to bring out a precept or two. All right. Check this out.
Donald Trump promised a tariff war on pretty much the entire world, and today there's already major updates. Mexico quickly reached an agreement that will see the US pause all tariffs in exchange for them sending 10,000 of their own troops to the US border to specifically prevent things like drug trafficking into the United States and illegal immigration. In addition, they also agreed to begin high-level renegotiations on sectors like security and trade between the two countries. The US and Canada have not yet reached an agreement, but by the time you watch this, they may have, because Trump is scheduled to speak with Trudeau in a few hours. But Trump is not stopping with Colombia, Canada, Mexico, and China, because now he's set his sights on the European Union, which, for anyone that doesn't know, is made up of a massive 27 countries. And he's beefing with all of them. He said that the EU is way out of line and that there will definitely be tariffs coming for them, but the UK might be spared because he reckons that a deal could be worked out with them. But only maybe. The threat alone has tanked stocks in the UK and Europe, especially for car companies like VW and BMW, which send loads to the United States. Trump also singled out South Africa. He said that he is immediately suspending all aid to the country until an investigation is conducted into their new land expropriation law. He claims that they are confiscating land from white people and treating certain classes of people very badly, while the South African government has denied this, saying that it needs a better understanding of the law, which they say is only meant to help redress the impacts of decades of white rule during apartheid. Similar to Europe, though, the threat alone dipped South Africa's financial markets and the rand declined against the dollar. And this goes too for global markets. All these threats of taxes and tariffs have caused a global sell-off, and even crypto dipped. And that was supposed to be unrelated. To be honest, at this point, everything could be changed tomorrow, so I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, man, a lot is going on, you know what I mean? And your boy Trump is gonna make life harder for you, average American citizens, man. You know? So yeah. That last bit he's talking about how Trump wants to he wants to punish South Africa because basically the South Africans are fed up of the colonizers, Trump's people, right? The Edomites that are stealing their land, right? And their farms and stuff like that. And the South Africans are trying to retaliate by kicking them out the country and taking their land back and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot going on between the colonizers and the indigenous. Same old song and dance, just a different country. And Esau don't like to take accountability for his actions, man. He always sees himself as innocent and righteous, and you know, we won the land is their attitude. You know, we won it fair and square. May the strongest man win is his attitude, right? But if I was to run up in his house, yeah, your average Edomite Trump supporter, if I run up in their house, still, you know, tie up their family, kick them out and steal all their possessions and kick my feet up on the couch like F your couch, nigga. You know what I mean? Is he gonna be all right with that? Damn hypocrite, man. You know, I brought that out in a previous lesson that this man is a damn hypocrite. But hey, man, you know, we could go on for days about that because this, you know, it's one thing for them, one rule for them, and another rule for us, man. This man is a joke, but let me bring out a precept or two real quick. What is this? Get rid of that. All right, I just want to bring let me add. Yeah. All right, so this is Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. It says, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So basically, you know, Donald Trump on a warpath, putting tariffs on different countries and, you know, making decisions that are going to backfire on you average American citizens and you Trump supporters, you MAGA maniacs, right? Yeah, that's, you know, that's all the will of the Lord. He's playing this place like chess, and, you know, he sets up certain rulers, certain kings over the people. You know, when Joe Biden, as dopey and senile as he was, hey, it's not that he was a fit leader, but he was the right leader to get prophecy popping, man. And the Lord put him in power, okay? Regardless of what you may be thinking, okay? You may think, oh, you know, we gotta vote to get this man out of office, this and that. No, it was the will of the Lord that he was in office to fulfill biblical prophecy. Prophecy trumps everything, okay? And this is one thing that a lot of people can't get their head around. You know what I mean? I'm on Instagram and I have a lot of followers, and most of them are Edomite Trump supporters, man. And they all can't get their head around the fact that prophecy is going to trump everything. They wholeheartedly believe as if Trump is gonna alter things and fix things, or voting is gonna help, or you know, protesting. They got all these ideas to try and fight against this new world order agenda, basically, right? But prophecy is gonna stand, man. Prophecy is gonna trump everything. Prophecy is gonna prevail. So, like, yeah, they have a hard time submitting to prophecy, man. Okay, just let it go. Okay, give it all to the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Give it all to the Lord, man. There ain't no fixing this place. Babylon, aka America, will not be healed. So let me read this again. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart, right? The heart is the mind. So the Donald Trump's thoughts, his actions, right, is in the hand of Yahweh. So whatever Donald Trump thinks to do, if he thinks to put sanctions and tariffs on Canada because they won't join him in battle, right? They won't become one country, one nation, right? Hey, that's in the hands of the Lord. The Lord has put the spirit on Donald Trump to make the moves that he's making, man, because it's all to fulfill prophecy. Okay. I don't know how much simpler I can put it, but the scriptures, you know, that's what it's all about. You know, prophecy is gonna stand. The mark of the beast is gonna come. Jacob's trouble is gonna come. World War III is gonna come. The destruction of America is gonna come. And then ultimately the rulership of Yasha Allah, man. You know, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that are at the bottom, that are hated by everyone, they're gonna rule. And then you're gonna see who we really are, man. We're not gonna be who Esau portrays us to be. He plasters us all over the news as being a nuisance, a menace to society, looting and shooting and robbing and killing and beating people up and selling drugs. You ain't gonna see that, okay? Our rulership ain't gonna be no damn rap video. Anyway, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. And that's all I wanted to bring out on that. Now, let me quickly jump to this preset right here. This is Revelations 17 and 16. It says, the 10 horns which thou sawest. All right, to put this into context, you got a vision that happened by John the Revelator, and
if you want, I've got Revelation 17. I was gonna sort of go to that and sort of break it down.
All right. Let me if you want to, that's cool. Yeah, because we want to put this preset more into context. So if I remove that, add you.
Yeah, so this is Revelation. I'll start from the top, 17:1. It says, and there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment, the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. It's like it. Let me read that again, right? This is Revelation 17:1. It says, and there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon the many waters. Now, that great whore is talking about Babylon, aka America, right? This says the many waters represents the people, right? So where it says here, sitteth upon many waters, that's talking about the melting pot, like all the people, like within America, basically. Anybody's in Babylon, and I believe. So like, yeah, my mind's just gone blank there for a second. But yeah, it's referring to the people, right? America is a great melting pot, which became at the turn of a century with the immigrants in 1900s, or the 19th century to the 20th century. The Great Waters is a people, right? And you can read about that in throughout this chapter, basically. I'm going to keep reading. So this is Revelation 17:2. It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Now that's the philosophies, you know, they've gotten into bed with America, all these EU nations, because you did mention about the like Trump is going after the EU, which is the NATO, the EU alliance, all those nations that the brother or the dude brought out in the video. Slovakia, my mind's just gone blank there for a second.
Hold on one sec, you're chopping up a little bit.
Can you hear me now? Is it clear?
No, you're still really choppy for some reason. Can you hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me mute it and then I'll come back.
Yeah.
Let me try and fix my mic. 1 sec. Is that any better? Hello?
I don't know if it's your internet connection or what, but you're like really choppy all of a sudden.
Let me log out and I'll come back.
Right.
Let me drop down 1 sec.
All right. Yeah, it's showing a Wi-Fi signal on top here. All right. Bear with us, Archeum, because we're having a little technical difficulty. This is what happens when you're live. Anything can happen. Esau's crappy technology, you know what I mean? But let me go ahead and bring out Revelations, and we'll 17, and we'll start from the top again. Come on. Could be my internet. Why is that acting slow? There we go. Right, Revelation 17:2. 1 second. Okay, let's bring you back.
Oh yeah.
There we go. You good? Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're clear now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Slovakia about that.
Nah, it's all good. I was just gonna quickly run over Revelations 17:2. We won't go through the whole thing because we don't want to make this lesson too long or other precepts I need to bring out, but I'll go over that real quick. Right, so Revelation 17:2, it says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, which is, is philosophies. And it says, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication, right? So all countries of the earth basically took on LGBTQ NMNOP, if you get what I'm saying, right? Not only that, but the ways of Babylon the Great, their philosophies as far as global warming and, you know, all the things they got to do to fix the world, you know, bringing out AI and all that stuff, you know, just the ways of America, they're all in league with that, man. All right. So basically, in a nutshell,
Yeah, I was going to go into verse 3 because that was the point that I was really aiming for in
all
verse
right. Do you
3.
want to? What I'll do is I'll pass the screen to you. You can bring out verse 3, and then we'll crack on with that.
Yeah, okay. You just
because I want to get to the main point, which is in about the 10 horns.
yeah. So verse 3 says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of many names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now that's the point that I wanted to get to, because obviously the woman that's sat upon the scarlet-colored beast, that's America. The woman represents America, and the red beast represents the NATO and the EU, which is the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Now that's what I wanted to sort of touch on when you brought out the nations that Trump is about to put these tariffs on, which leads into the precept that you was about to bring out in I think verse 16, is it that you was about to bring out?
It's in verse 16 through 17. That's the main point.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to bring out, is obviously it's you know, it goes into prophecy, you know, obviously America being that woman on top of the beast, and then it goes, you know, as you read on, you'll get to verse 16 and 17, which is the point that you was going to bring out.
Okay. Right. So let me quickly jump to that then.
Do you want me to show it on my screen? I can jump to it.
No, I'm gonna bring it out on my screen.
Okay.
All right, let's quickly jump to it. Let's view chapter 17 and what was it, 16? Yeah. Right. So it says the 10 horns which thou sawest, Revelation 17 and 16, the 10 horns which thou sawest on the beast, these shall hate the whore. The whore is the woman that was riding the beast, right? Which is the virgin daughter of Babylon. Obviously, a virgin isn't a whore, but the virgin, there's many names for America, the reason it's called the virgin daughter of Babylon is because it hasn't been invaded, right? But it's a whore because of the philosophies that it's pushing on the world, basically, right? You know, all countries have basically partaken in the whoredom of America, man. Basically, like the philosophies and the ways of America, okay? They've made themselves like unto America, right? It says, in the 10 horns which thou sawest on the beast, these shall hate the whore. The 10 horns is the EU, okay? The European Union. So they're going to turn on America, okay? And you can see, this is why in the beginning, let me show you this again. Let's blow that up real quick. The European Union warns Donald Trump if he imposes tariffs, it will retaliate. Now what you're witnessing is the scriptures are telling you the script on how the movie is going to play out. Now you're seeing in real life things leading up to what the scripture says is going to happen, man. Okay, this is why we thought it was important to bring this out so that you can see clearly how true the Bible is, how true prophecy is, man. And that's the only thing you need to be leaning upon, right? Okay, because that's, you know, the spirit of prophecy is the testimony of our Lord, man, pursuant to Revelations 19 and 10. You know, the testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus, is the spirit of prophecy. Now, prophecy is the spirit you need to be in, basically, right? You need to be bringing out the things that are going to happen in this world because it's very important. We're living in the most important time in the history of mankind, man. And right here it says, I'm going to read it again. And the 10 horns, the EU, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, America, and shall make her desolate and naked, right? So they're going to screw over America. And we're going to bring this out in another precept to give you more understanding in a minute. It says, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Okay, that last part right there, where it says, and burn her with fire, that's the end game. That's the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven, okay, which is going to be here on earth. It's a new rulership ruled by you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay? Because the scriptures say in the book of Revelation, Second Ezra 6 and 9, that Esau is the end of the world. Esau is synonymous with America, man, because America is the place that Esau is mainly ruling from, man. He's ruling the whole earth through America. He's the ruler of America. And Donald Trump is their king, these MAGA supporters, man. Okay? So the Edomites is the so-called white man, you know, and Jacob represents you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Hence the big push all of a sudden to get the indigenous out the country, man. Talking about it's our country, get them out of our country. No, that country was stolen by you from the people that you're kicking out, Esau. Okay, but unfortunately for you, the Lord has got a hell of a plot twist coming to where, you know, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to rule the world next after America is destroyed with nuclear fire. That's what this scripture is talking about at the end. And burn her with fire. That's them nukes. And this World War III escalation that's heating up is going to lead up to that. That's the end game, man. Let's read the next verse real quick, right? Revelation 17 and 17, it says, for the Most High have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will. Now, what did we read earlier in the book of Proverbs 21 and 1? It says the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. He's playing these leaders like chess, man, because he's the ultimate chess player, the ultimate puppet master, right? Because these elected officials are just puppets, man. Puppets for the elites, but ultimately above that is the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to stand, man. He's the one playing all of them like puppets, right? So it says the heart of the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, right? As rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So he does what he wants with them, right? It says Revelation 17 and 17, for the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, have put it in their hearts, their minds, to fulfill his will. Whether they're conscious of it or not, which they're not conscious of it, they think that they are making the decisions, that they're making the rules as they go along. But they're not. They're being controlled like puppets on a string by Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, man. It says, and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, right? Which is NATO. It says, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled, which is the prophecies. So this is what's going on, man. It's, you know, scripture is playing out right in front of you. Hence the reason why it's called the scriptures. This world stage is a movie being played out. But us in the know, we know the script. We know how it plays out, man. We don't know every intricate detail, but we know the gist of how it plays out, man. The most important parts of it. We know how it plays out, man. Okay. Let me bring out this real quick. Obadiah 1 and 7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy, and it's talking to Esau Edom, right? Because the whole book of Obadiah is only one chapter, right? You won't see Obadiah 2 and such and such. It's only Obadiah 1 because there's only one chapter, but this is verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. So all these countries are going to end up turning on America because America is just the world's bully. And under the rule of Donald Trump, it's only going to get worse. You think he's going to make America You really thought he was going to make America great again? You people are deceived because you Edomites are proud as hell, man. Okay? Your pride has deceived you, you so-called white people that rooted so much in Donald Trump, and 2/3 of our people too, because you had niggers for Trump, blacks for Trump. Damn joke, man. People that trust in Pharaoh, man. Okay, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. It says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. You know, and you can see a big part of that happening, how they formed that BRICS union, that BRICS nation, which what does it stand for? Brazil, Russia, India, China,
South
and
Africa.
South Africa. Or is it? Yeah, South Africa. Right? But basically, there's a lot more that have added on, that have joined since then, but the original ones were those countries I just named. This is why it's called BRICS. But basically, it's an alliance between all these countries to move away from the US dollar. Okay? Which goes into that wound, right? So I'm gonna read it from the top again real quick. It says, all the men of thy confederacy, meaning all the people that you were cool with, Esau, America, right? Because Esau is synonymous with America. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, right? The edge. It says to the tipping point, basically. It says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee, meaning they succeeded in deceiving you by basically forming that BRICS, the BRICS union, right? The BRICS nation. It says, they that eat thy bread, meaning, you know, they do trade deals and get rich off America. They're eating America's bread. It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. That's that BRICS, man. They've hurt the dollar, man. That's a deadly wound right there. You know, America is wounded by, you know, them killing the strength of the dollar, man. It says there is none understanding in him, because they don't, these Edomites and these Americans, they don't understand that prophecy is going to trump everything. You're not going to make America great again. You devils are through, man. You don't understand what the Bible says. You know what I mean? And when we bring it out, you won't listen, because it's not for you to understand, okay? Because you're the devil. I think that was it on that. Let me see. I might as well read a bit more, because next precept I got is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and a lot of that goes hand in hand with the book of Obadiah. So I'm gonna bring this out real quick. It says, Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and the understanding out of the mount of Esau? See? Because they think they're going to make America great again. These people have lost their wisdom. You know what I mean? They've lost they don't have any understanding as to what's going on in the world, and what's, you know, really what's going on in this world, man. They really honestly think that Trump is going to save them, okay? Which is foolish as hell. They've lost their wisdom. The Lord did that. Because it says, shall not I in that day, this time period, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? See? They have no wisdom, man. Because the Lord did that. He took the wisdom out of them. It says, in the understanding out of the mount of Esau. All right. I don't think there's any point in bringing out that. This isn't the point. This is going off topic. Now I want to jump to Jeremiah real quick, all right? Because I did say that, you know, this is synonymous with Obadiah. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai of armies. It says, is wisdom no more in Teman? Teman is Edom, all right? Or, yeah. It says, is counsel perished from the prudent? is their wisdom vanished? Now, Teman is going into the Germans, right? This is your modern day Germans, right? It says, which are Edomites, right? So it says, concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Which lines up with what we read in the book of Obadiah, where he said he will take the he says, shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? See? Concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Basically a rhetorical question. Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan. It says, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, right? What does the word calamity mean? Let's bring that out real quick, man. Calamity. Calamity meaning an event causing, hold on a minute. It says calamity, right? An event causing great and often sudden damage or distress. It says a disaster, right? So you got a disaster, catastrophe, tragedy, cataclysm, crisis, adversity, blight, tribulation, woe, which means death and destruction. So what's the Lord saying in this precept, man? He says, for I will bring the calamity, trouble upon trouble of Esau upon him. So it says at the time that I will visit him, right? So the Lord is visiting this place, and ultimately he's visiting Esau, okay? And anyone down with him, all of you people that voted for him, you voted for him or Kamala, okay? Because you voted for this system that Esau has set up. That's a form of you pledging allegiance to Esau. But the Lord is bringing a calamity upon this place, man, okay? And anybody down with it. But basically, Esau is fumbling his kingdom. He's facing a lot of trouble and adversity right now. He's having a hard time staying afloat, right? It says in Jeremiah 49:9, if grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, will they not destroy till they have enough? Because this is basically saying, if grape gatherers come, obviously some are going to drop on the floor and they're going to leave them. They're not going to pick up every damn grape, right? And if thieves come, they're going to take till they got enough, right? And dip. But not Esau. This man's on a whole nother level when he robs you. It says, but I have made Esau bare, meaning exposed, right? We see how wicked this man really is now. It says, and I have uncovered his secret places, because he hides himself under the name Germans, Russians, Romans, British, Americans, Israelis. They're all the same people, man. And the Lord has exposed him in these end times, okay, through the mouth of the prophets, man. So he's uncovered his secret places, and it says, and he shall not be able to hide himself. It says his seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. Meaning he's getting ready to be wiped off this earth, man. Okay, which lines up, this, especially this one. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? Let's go back to the book of Obadiah. And I want to read verse 5, because those are precepts that go hand in hand. It says in Obadiah 1:5, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? because that's what happens when a man robs you. He's going to take what he came for, or till he's satisfied, right? It says, if grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Which is hand in hand with this precept here and this one here, that the Lord has made Esau bear. Okay. So just thought I'd bring that out, but I also want to bring out verse 3, because it says in Obadiah 1 and 3, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And you're witnessing his fall now, because pride comes before a fall, I believe the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing. Before your fall comes pride, man. And Esau is a proud man. He actually thinks that he's not going to be taken out of power. They think they're going to make America great again. Now's the time for their fall, because the scriptures are going to play out. Okay, the Lord says that the pride of thine heart is just speaking to Esau, deceive thee, thinking you're going to make America great again. You're deceived. Okay, and you're getting ready to see the power of the true God of Israel, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, not Jesus. Jesus ain't going to save you. Most of these Trump supporters are Jesus fans, they're so-called Christians, right? Ain't no power in that, because the Lord ain't dealing with them, man. These people are the wicked, okay? They're the problem. The Lord ain't dealing with that. The true men of righteousness that the Lord has raised up in these end times are mistaken as the bad guys, the hate preachers, the fear mongers, right? But you're going to find out that he's our God and none else, man. Did you have anything you wanted to bring out?
No, I mean, obviously you wanted to get through a lot of your scriptures. So I just
I've got a couple more I'll bring out in a minute.
Yeah.
If you ain't got nothing to bring out, then I'll bring out a clip or two, and we'll continue on. We'll wrap this up, because I didn't want to make this too long.
Yeah.
But let me show you this clip right here. Then is my screen sharing? Hold on a minute.
No, it's not.
Add that to the stage. Yeah, I always forget that. Right, check this clip out right here, and we'll speak on it.
And we have over a $300 billion deficit. They don't take our cars, they don't take our farm products, they take almost nothing. And we take everything from them, millions of cars, tremendous amounts of food and farm products. So the UK is way out of line, and we'll see the UK, but European Union is really out of line. UK is out of line, but I'm sure I think that one can be worked out. But the European Union it's an atrocity, what they've done. Well, Prime Minister Starmer has been very nice. We've had a couple of meetings. We've had numerous phone calls. We're getting along very well. We'll see whether or not we can balance out our budget. With the European Union, it's $350 billion deficit. So obviously something's going to take place there.
So it's not looking too good, man, because there's beef now between the UK and America, man. Since Donald Trump has come into power, it's even more gotten worse, right? It says Trump says UK is out of line as trade war fears grow. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, and just speaking on the UK, obviously Trump, is saying that, in comparison to like the EU, the UK is out of line, but the EU is way out of line. So the EU is going to be slapped with them heavy tariffs, whereas the UK, Trump is saying that that the UK can possibly work out a deal that will work for them, and he thinks that the UK is not going to be much of an issue, which puts the UK in a little bit of a predicament with the rest of the EU, because after Brexit, you know, everything went up in prices anyway, because now you got to pay customs fees and all this other stuff. Now, obviously, America coming with some form of a deal or whatever, you know, Trump coming with some form of a deal, the UK is going to have to either accept it or reject it. And if they reject it, then obviously they're still going to have issues with the EU, because the UK imports a lot of its stuff from the EU. So the, you know, prices are going to go up through the roof in the UK, regardless of what deal that they put in place. You know, so you know that's another catalyst that falls in line with, you know, the beast hating the whore. You know, like we read in Revelation 17. You know, this is all falling into place. Like, this is all prophecy that we're seeing unfolding, you know, as the days go on. You know, it's
yeah,
wild.
man. Yeah. Let me see what precept I got next real quick, man. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let me bring this out real quick. Right? This is the book of Matthew 12 and 25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, right, this is the point right here. This is red letter, what the words of Yahushua, right, who the world calls Jesus, right? It says, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So right now, Esau's kingdom is divided against itself, man. All these people that he was in confederacy with have prevailed against thee and deceived thee, right? Remember, I brought that out in the book of Obadiah, right? So basically, these countries that are supposed to be an alliance are turning against each other. Mainly, everyone's turning on America, right? Because it's prophecy playing out, man. And America, and in the end is gonna be America brought to desolation, just like it says here. Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, utter destruction. Let's bring out this word desolation, man. Just to like kind of drive it home, right? I know a lot of you already have an idea of what this means, right? Desolation, right? It says the state of a place that is empty or where everything has been destroyed. You got bareness, bleakness, grimness, darkness, ugliness, right? Let me go back because I think there might have been more meat on that. It says the state of a place that is empty or where everything has been destroyed, a scene of desolation, or the state of feeling sad and alone, a feeling of utter desolation, right? Basically destruction, man. Okay, so when a kingdom is divided against itself, you know, Esau is supposed to have this EU, this European Union, which, keep in mind, right, the European Union is all made up of Edomite countries. There's not one brown-skinned country in the whole of the EU. It's basically world domination and white supremacy, man. That's what it is, so-called white supremacy, right? That's what the EU is basically to keep them in power. It's an alliance they made with each other after World War II to basically keep themselves in power because of the fear of, after World War II, it's kind of a wake-up call for them to, you know, hope not take each other out, not to lose their grip on this world, right? It's like, we got to come up with a plan to help to keep us from destroying ourselves, right? Keep our supremacy over this earth. So they come up. Now I got a quick article I want to bring out. Actually, I'm gonna read it. I'm not gonna bring up on the screen. I'm gonna read it. Bear with me. Let me remove this. Right. Because I looked this up earlier, right? It says that European Union, the EU, was created to promote peace, stability, and economic cooperation in Europe after the devastation of World War II. It says, after World War II, European countries wanted to prevent future conflicts and rebuild their economies. So it says in 1951, 6 countries, which are Germany, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg, formed the ECSC, which stands for the European Coal and Steel Community. So they formed that, it says, to manage coal and steel production under a shared authority. It says this was meant to make war between them impossible. Because after World War II, they were shitting themselves and had a fear of, them destroying themselves and coming out of power, right? So they formed this alliance. This is the founding of the EU, which we're going into, which comprise of different basically different timelines, right? So that one I just read was the European Coal and Steel Community. Now this is the another one called the Treaty of Rome, which is, it says in 1957 these 6 countries signed the Treaty of Rome, creating the European Economic Community. It says the EEC. It says the European Atomic Energy Community, which is other words known as Euratom. It says the EEC aimed to create a common market and promote economic integration. It says number 4, it says Maastricht, the Maastricht Treaty, which is in 1992. The Maastricht Treaty was signed officially, forming the European Union. So the European Union was officially formed in 1992, right? Under the Maastricht Treaty. It says this treaty introduced new areas of cooperation such as foreign policy and justice, and laid the groundwork for the euro currency. All right, the euro. It says expansion and integration. This is the 5th and final one. It says over the years, more countries joined the EU and it expanded its policies and institutions. It says the euro was introduced in 1999 and the EU has continued to grow and evolve, right? So it says the EU started with 6 founding members known as the Inner Six: Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands and West Germany. All right. So started off with 6 and now you have 10, right? Which is the 10 horns. I don't know off the top of the head the exact countries that are forming the EU, but it's all global dominancy of white supremacy, basically, in a nutshell. All right. Now, as we read in the book of Revelations, right, the 10 horns, which is the EU, shall hate the whore, meaning America, man. So they're all going to turn on America, which you can see playing out. And it's beautiful, man, because it means we're that much closer to the end of this devil's grip of terror over us, because this world can only take so much, man. This man's talking now about in the UK, for example. I mean, worldwide, things are getting worse, but under this man's rule. But here personally in the UK, they got this thing called TV license, where if you watch certain programs on television, then you have to pay a tax for that, which they call a TV license, right? Which is ridiculous as hell. A license to watch a damn TV, man. Man, get the hell out of here, man. TV's already cost a lot of money. They're expensive as hell. You have to pay for internet. You have to pay for electricity to run it. Now it's not enough for this man. He wants to charge you to have a license to watch your television, man. It's the only country in the world that does that. But because so many people are saying F that and they're not paying it because there's loopholes, now he's trying to come up with ways to get rid of those loopholes and say if you're watching Netflix, now you have to pay TV license. Good thing I don't watch Netflix. You know what I mean? I ain't got a Netflix account, man. I ain't got time for movies and entertainment. folly and entertainment. I'm saying there's nothing wrong with watching a movie every now and then, but us in this truth, man, our main focus is prophecy, not watching movies unless it's edifying to the elect, you know, like certain movies like Civil War and then Leave the World Behind, and, you know, things like that. But anyway, I'm just rambling. Bear with me 1 second. What else?
Yeah, I was going to say the BBC. Essentially, they're a company that's trying. I think it was like part of like or after the World War, something like that, World War II. They were like the public broadcasting company to provide information and everything of that nature. And then what they did is they introduced that TV licensing, basically to for people that watch BBC for live programming. Now that nobody's watching like the live programming and they're getting their information from social media, basically the BBC are losing like a big chunk of money because nobody's paying the TV license. So what they're trying to do is Esau, you know, his greed, like you said about the grapes, you pick every single grape up. You know what I mean? He's trying to find loopholes in a way of making that sure that people pay up, right? So they're trying to go after Netflix, but a lot of people are saying, well, if they do somehow manage to swing it to where paying your Netflix, you know, or paying for Netflix, you have to have a TV license. People are like, well, we'll just cancel Netflix. So obviously that's going to harm Netflix's business and all that again.
Yeah.
But it goes into like the division, you know, because Esau is divided by, you know, within himself, you know. So he's divided against the other countries, but he's also divided within his country as well, you know.
Yeah, because the scriptures say that every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, man. Let me bring that out real quick, actually, because that word wicked is going into the laborer, man. Meaning these average workers, these taxpayers are going to come against this devil, man. And you're seeing it happen now. So this is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. So basically, at the peak of his kingdom, when he's just released AI technology, he's got his New World Order beast system almost set up, where he's about to put a chip in you so he can track your every move and have you as a total perpetual slave, right? Basically, the height of his kingdom, he's got it going on right now. I mean, he's fumbling his kingdom, but you know, he's at the peak of his kingdom. You know, he's at the tipping point, right? So in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Straits is a position of difficulty. Let me see if I can pull up that word real quick, right? Straits meaning, right? So you got different meanings for it. One is a narrow passage of water connecting two seas or two other large areas of water. But that's not the one we want. That's not what we're talking about, right? It says here, straits, it says used in reference to a situation categorized by a specific degree of trouble or difficulty. Basically, like we've been saying, it's a position of difficulty or trouble, right? So it's not straight as in like a straight line, because you can use that word in that to mean that, but it's spelt different. If it's referring to a straight line, it's STRAIGHT, I believe, right? But this one is straight without the GH, spelt a little bit differently, pronounced the same, but it means a position of difficulty or trouble. So let me read that from the top again so you understand, right? Oh, we'll come back to that because that's the next precept, right? This is Job 20 and 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, right, the peak of his kingdom, it says, he shall be in straits, a position of difficulty, because all the countries are turning against him. He's got problems left, right, and center. He is he can't keep up with it, man. There's too much. He's got too much going on, man. Right? It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Let's see if there's any more. I might as well read a little bit more. It says, in Job 20 and 23, it says, when he is about to fill his belly, meaning achieve his New World Order agenda by chipping you all up, right? During that time when he's putting that microchip, the charagma in your body, right? That tracking device, which it goes into Revelations 13 and 16, the mark of the beast. When he's about to fulfill his agenda, right, enslaving humanity, the Lord's going to stop him dead in his tracks because he's not going to ride off into the sunset. Divine intervention is going to happen. Okay. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to step in, man. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, right? Them nukes. It says, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. And you can see that we're building up to that day, you know, with the nuclear arms race and stuff like that. It's all to fulfill prophecy because that's what's gonna, you know, that's what's gonna trump everything, man. That's what's gonna stand. That's what's gonna, you know, reign supreme, man. It's biblical prophecy above all, above everything else. You ain't gonna make America great again because America's prophesied to be destroyed, and ain't nothing gonna stop prophecy from playing out, right? Says the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and rain it. Keyword rain, right? It's gonna come down upon Idumea, right? Rain it upon him while he's eating, meaning while he's getting fat. Basically, you know, so to speak, metaphorically speaking, while he's achieving his agenda, right? Chipping you all up while he's eating. We'll leave that there. Let me jump to this next.
Did you have another clip?
Yeah, I got a few more. Yeah. Why you got something?
Yeah, because I was gonna say about that because we were talking about the TV license, and then there was the car tax on the electric vehicle.
See, the thing is, I wasn't really wanting to go into all that, so I don't even know if I didn't bring that. I didn't grab that. I didn't put that up here.
Yeah. Okay. Because essentially what I was gonna sort of say in regards to that is, that's another, with the TV licensing, obviously that's a bill that people can't afford. So it's driving, that anger towards the governments. You know what I mean? And then you've now got the electric vehicle tax where they obviously weren't supposed to be taxing electric vehicles, but now they are because of these tariffs. Again, like pushing prophecy even further along. You know what I mean? I was going to bring a precept out for that, but obviously it doesn't matter if that's not part of the lesson. We can skip over that.
Yeah, because I mean, well, I'll just mention that the scriptures do say never trust thine enemy, man. And our enemy is Esau, Edom, these wicked elites. All you people investing in this system, that's you trusting in this devil, man. And the Bible speaks against the Lord is against these devils in their system. Okay. So all of you that voted, you will take the mark of the beast. Okay. Regardless of whether you think you won't or not. If you voted, you're in the mindset of the world and you're going to be deceived unless you repent, Because this man can't be trusted. He ain't got plans to make life better for you, okay? He ain't going to make America great again for you MAGA supporters. He needed your vote to get in office, which your vote don't matter anyway. Presidents are selected, not elected, okay? And he's going to continue the wicked agenda of these Zionist-ass elites, man.
Yeah, because that kind of does go into, obviously, the beast hating a whore, because if you can imagine, those tariffs ain't going to be good for the people of these European countries and all these other countries. Businesses getting closed down, all this other stuff, people rising up against their governments, and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? So the beast hating the whore, that sort of all feeds into the main prophecy yet again. You know what I mean? And like my brother just said, you can't trust this enemy. You never trust thine enemy.
That's right. Let me bring this out real quick. Speaking of, him being in straits, right? It says, this is a precept, right? It says, the steps of his strength shall be straightened. Not straightened as in a flat line or a straight line, right? That's not the type of straighten it means. Straighten as in put in a position of difficulty, right? Troubled. So the steps of his strength, right? This man walks through life like he knows what he's doing, and he's got everything figured out, right? The steps of his strength shall be straightened, right? He's fumbling his kingdom. He's not so confident anymore. He's shitting himself because he knows he's about to be taken out of power. He knows it's the end of it. He knows it's the end for him, man. He sees the signs all around him, especially seeing the prophets rising up on their feet and declaring his downfall, okay? Because he tried hard to make sure that we don't remember who we are, because they were confederate against us, right? In the book of Psalms 83, right? So it says the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. That's these people that he was eating bread with, man. You know what I mean? All these people, the people of his confederacy that we brought out earlier, right? They're going to cast him down. The EU, the UK, Canada, China and Moab and Esau used to be two peas in a pod, man. You know what I mean? Let me bring out this real quick, right? Isaiah 47. I'm gonna start at verse 4. The point is a bit further on. It says, as for our Redeemer, the children of Israel, he's our Redeemer, right? He's gonna redeem us from the curses. It says, Yahweh of hosts is his name, right? The Most High of the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai of armies, hosts his armies, right? It says the Holy One of Israel, see? Because he's not the Holy One of the whole world. He's the Holy One of the nation of Israel. All right. Read Joel 2:27, I believe. It says that he's our God and none else. Okay, you can't get around that. He's the Lord of Israel, and you can't be a spiritual Israelite. It says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. It says, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. That's talking about America. So America is through. Your glory days are over, and you're not gonna make America great again, because it says, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. It says, I was wroth with my people. So the Lord was angry with us, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, for what we did in the past. What our ancestors did, right? That's why we went into slavery and were put under the foot of this devil, man, to this day. And he was able to do with us as he wanted. The Lord turned his back on us, okay, because he was wroth with us. So it says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance, the Israelites. It says, and or is that the land of Israel? I forget. Okay, but either way, the Lord has polluted his inheritance, right? Which is Israel, and the land of Israel is polluted too, right? So either way, it don't matter. It says, and given them into thine hand. It says, okay, so that's talking about Esau. So the Lord gave us into the Edomites' hand. Okay, they didn't conquer us and put us in slavery because they're a stronger, more dominant, more superior nation than us. Right? It means that, the Lord did that to us to punish us because he was wroth with his people, right? As it says right here in the beginning, I was wroth with my people, right? So he gave us given them into thine hand, the Edomites, the so-called white man, put us in slavery, put us under them. It says, thou did show them no mercy, right? Because all the things they've done to us and are continuing to do to us to this day, this man has showed no mercy. He's been cruel, right? It says, upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. It says, and thou saidst, meaning he said, I shall be a lady forever, right? America, basically, Esau, Edom, and America, right? America said that I will be a lady forever, meaning that America wouldn't be conquered or invaded or overthrown, right? It says, so that thou didst not lay these things to heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it. So they never considered that karma would reach them, right? So-called karma, right? It says, therefore, hear now this, thou that are given to pleasures, America. It says that dwellest carelessly, because America just is a wasteful country that thinks that they're just always going to be in power, right? It says that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me, meaning they think that the world is all about America and all other countries are shithole countries, as Trump says, right? Third world countries. It's all about America, you know, because they say in their heart, which is their mind, I am and none else beside me. They think it's all about, you know, your average American citizen. They don't know nothing about the rest of the world, man. They think it's all about America, okay? Because they're arrogant and proud as hell and dumb as hell, the average American, right? I've lived there. Trust me, I can say that because I know what I'm talking about. I lived there for 14 years. Me and you, we both lived there for 14 years in the heart of Babylon the Great, man. We know what America's about. We know what the average American is about. They're shallow-minded as hell. It says, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. So this is what America says in its heart, right? That they're always going to be in power and they're not going to be conquered. It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. So the Lord is going to totally, utterly destroy America in one day. 1 hour, really. It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, and thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it have perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me, which I said earlier, right? Which we brought out a minute ago. It says, therefore shall evil come upon me, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off, right? Because all these things happening to America right now, Trump ain't gonna make America great again. You're not gonna be able to put it off. And all these things happening to America, you're gonna be like, what's going on in the world? Why is all this happening? You're gonna want answers, man. Because it says, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. You're gonna wonder why all these things are happening, and you're gonna be left without answers because you don't listen to what the Lord says, man, what the prophets are saying, right? Which is the mouth of the Lord. It says, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So America is going to be desolate and destroyed from coast to coast. It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. Right? Which goes into their propaganda and their false flag events, which you just had one with the helicopter colliding with an airplane. These people stay with their enchantments and their sorceries over the masses, man. And it works like a charm upon the simple, all right? It says, which they have labored, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, right? Because they've always done that since they came into power, man, is go out to deceive the nations. It says, if so, thou shalt be able to profit. If so, thou mayest prevail, but they will never be rehabilitated. They'll never know the right way, right? I'm getting to the point here. And I believe it's in this precept here. Bear with me. I itch, man. Right? Isaiah Isaiah 47:13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. So all the things going on, Esau can't keep up with it, man. He's got too much on his plate. He's got too much going on, man. He's fumbling the hell out of his kingdom right now. He's got troubles from all angles. He's wearied in the multitude of his counsels, man. It says, let now the astrologers and the stargazers and monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. So all these, these rituals they do behind closed doors, these their astrology, their, you know what I mean? They're all kinds of enchantments they do, sacrifices, you know what I mean, that they do to try and stay in power. The Lord is mocking them and saying, let them save you. Hey, what's let your child sacrifices and all these things you do save you from the things that are coming upon you, man, because they ain't gonna save you, right? It says, behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame, which is them nukes, because that's what's gonna happen ultimately at the peak of World War III. Salakia, man. Itchy eye all of a sudden. It says, there shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it, right? No comfort for America, no easing of these prophecies that are coming, right? So let me just show you another clip or two and then we'll close it out. Check this out.
Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives. Ce soir, j'annonce la réplique du Canada. Des tarifs douaniers de 25% sur 155 milliards de dollars de marchandises américaines. Dès mardi, 30 milliards de dollars de produits américains vont être touchés par ces tarifs et dans 21 jours, pour donner le temps aux compagnies canadiennes de trouver des options alternatives, ce sera le cas pour 125 milliards de dollars de marchandises de plus. Like the American tariffs, our response will also be far-reaching and include everyday items such as American beer, wine, and bourbon, fruits and fruit juices, including orange juice, along with vegetables, perfume, clothing, and shoes. It'll include major consumer products like household appliances, furniture, and sports equipment, and materials like lumber and plastics, along with much, much more. And as part of our response, we are considering, with the provinces and territories, several non-tariff measures, including some relating to critical minerals, energy, procurement, and other partnerships. We will stand strong for Canada. We will stand strong to ensure our countries continue to be the best neighbors in the world. With all that said, I also want to speak directly to Canadians in this moment. I'm sure many of you are anxious, but I want you to know We are all in this together. The Canadian government, Canadian businesses, Canadian organized labor, Canadian civil society, Canada's premiers, and tens of millions of Canadians from coast to coast to coast are aligned and united. This is Team Canada at its best.
Through, man. You know, a house divided cannot stand. You know, a kingdom divided, man. That's what you're witnessing here, man. Beef on a world scale, on a global scale, man. So Esau's through, man. Hey, you're witnessing it live in effect. This is it. This is the end of Esau's reign of terror. Soon you ain't gotta work no 9 to 5 again. Okay, you can just relax.
Then you'll be no businesses open, man. I think
well,
that tariff will affect Canada more than Canada will affect America, because obviously America buys all their goods. America doesn't really send them anything. So that'll affect Canada and Mexico more than it would affect America, really. But again, slapping those tariffs on America, there's still people that would be affected in America by that, so.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, that's true, but either way, America's gonna go through it too, because of all the other things that they got going on. Like I brought out earlier, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. So they're deporting all these so-called immigrants, which are the natives out of the country, right? The ones that work the jobs that Esau can't handle, right? Because Esau's lazy as shit. And you got fruits rotting in the fields. You got construction sites that are empty because they're deporting all the people that do those jobs, man. So hey, Esau's got a lot on his plate. He's fumbling his kingdom terribly, all right? Because this man don't know how to manage shit. If you look at it on a microcosm type level, when you're dealing with like your average workplace, like any job you work at, and you see how these devils run the place, you see that they don't know what they're doing, man. These people love to cut corners and take the easy route all the time. They're lazy as hell. They don't like to do hard work. They like to try and pass that off to other people. I used to be a welder working on a power plant in Indiana, in the state of Indiana, and this was just a small job I had. It was like a month worth of work that we had out there, and I was working these damn Edomites under the table. And the thing is, I always used to think that Edomites were hard workers back in the day, before I actually experienced proper grafting with them. These people were quitting left, right, and center, driving all the way back to North Carolina from Indiana because they couldn't take the work. They couldn't handle it after a couple of days. To me, I stuck it through because it was 6 days a week work for a whole month. We had to work 6 days a week. You got 1 day off a week, and it was hard work, and these Edomites couldn't handle it because they're lazy, man. These people they ain't gonna work them jobs that these Israelites work, man, because they ain't built like us. Scriptures speak about how one nation shall be stronger than another. These people are through in all levels, man, So anyway, let me see. I think I got one more video I'm gonna bring out, and we'll wrap it up. Check this out.
Donald Trump just announced that he is cutting off all money from the United States to South Africa because of the way that South Africa is treating certain types of people. Donald Trump posted this on his social media. He said, quote, "South Africa is confiscating land and treating certain classes of people very badly. It is a bad situation that the radical left media doesn't want to so much as mention. A massive human rights violation at a minimum is happening for all to see. The United States will not stand for it. We will act. Also, I will be cutting off all future funding to South Africa until a full investigation of this situation has been completed. Now, the United States sent South Africa $440 million in 2023 alone. And just recently, the president of South Africa downplayed the concerns about relations between them and Donald Trump. But now that Trump has cut off all funding until there is a full investigation, we have no idea what that means for the relationship between the United States and South Africa.
So, anybody that resists this devil and fights back, they they take that so serious. Like I said, Esau's got enough on his plate, but because of this conflict going on where where colonizers, Edomite devils that rape, rob, steal, and plunder people's land and resources, right? They've gone to South Africa and stolen land, and you know what I mean. They got their farms set up and over there and stuff, right? In land that don't belong to them, as they have a reputation of doing. So now that the natives of that land, right? Because it's the same old song and dance worldwide. Anywhere this devil dwelling, he's a foreigner in that land, right? Because it's stolen land. Anywhere he is, if he's not in the land of, if he's not in Petra in Jordan, then or the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia, then he's not in his own land, man. He's a foreigner. He's an illegal immigrant, right? But they don't like to hear that. They don't like to be told about themselves. But the thing is, now he's facing some resistance in South Africa. He can't handle it. So out of all the things he's got going on, he's still finding time to interfere with South Africa because it's all fueled on greed and racism and hypocrisy, man.
Edomite supremacy.
Edomite supremacy, yeah, which is what the 10 horns is about, the EU, because that's all those countries that make up the EU are Edomite countries. It's all about world dominancy and so-called white supremacy, man. But them days are almost done, okay, and he knows it, and he is in a desperate state right now. I'm gonna bring out one more preset because I know we always bring this out, but it's a good one to close it out with because it lines up perfectly with what's going on right now in Revelations 12 and 12, right? So it says Revelations 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, us in the congregation of the living. Right? It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. It says, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, meaning great anger, right? Meaning he's coming down with draconian measures and enough is enough. We're going to make America great again. We're going to get them out of our country. We're going to take drastic measures. It's going to hurt you average American citizens, but we don't care because we're fumbling our kingdom and we're desperate, right? So he's come down unto you having great wrath because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And this is what's going on, man. This devil ain't got long left to rule because we're getting rid of the rule next, man. And he knows it, and he ain't going to go out without a fight. This devil is fumbling his kingdom. And he's losing his so-called white supremacy over this earth. And he knows this, the elites at least, they know the prophecies, and they know that, they know that we're going to rule next. Let me just quickly bring this out. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. It says, for Esau, which is the so-called white man, starting with the elites, it says, for Esau is the end of the world. So this man is going to be ruling at the end. Your Donald Trumps, your Rothschilds, your Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Kikius, aka Elon Musk. Salakia, mine went blank. Elon Musk, right? It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob, which is you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, Esau's twin brother in the world today, right? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, meaning we're getting ready to rule the new earth. That's gonna be the Bible describes as a paradise, right? So we're Esau's all giddy and happy and overly excited about the future of this world, right? Which he's not going to be able to enjoy because he's now achieved artificial intelligence and flying cars and all types of technology, right? And he's all giddy and happy about it. But unfortunately for him, his plans are gonna come to a abrupt end. Okay, the Lord is gonna nuke him while he's filling his belly, as we brought out earlier, right? In Job, it says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits." No, that's not the one. Let me right here, Job. Hold on, let me share my screen again. Job 20 and 23. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he's eating. So that's how he's going out. He's going out with a bang, with a loud noise, right? As the scriptures state. So this man ain't gonna enjoy the fruits of this world like that. He's gonna be, his kingdom is gonna come to an abrupt end with nuclear fire, man. A nuclear holocaust. That's going to bring the end of his world and the beginning of our world, man, because this world's going to be purged and washed clean with fire. Okay, we're not going to patch this world up and you know what I mean, like put an extension on McDonald's and gut McDonald's out and make a Kingdom burger, Kingdom fast food restaurant. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be like that, man. This place gonna be burned with fire to the ground, and everything's gonna be different, man. From the rooter to the tutor, from the ground up. And Lord, I can't wait for that, man. You know, Lord willing, I make it. You got anything you want to bring out before I close this out?
No, we're good.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, we'll wrap it up there, man. I mean, point is made, you know. 10 horns are hating the whore right now, man. Just as the scriptures say, and just it links up with those clips we brought out, which is happening as we speak in the world right now, on this world stage, man. All these countries are turning on America. They got this trade war going on, and it's just getting heated. It's getting crazy. There was one other precept I forgot to bring out, but never mind. We'll wrap it up here. I think the point is made. I mean, all right. So we'll close out there, man. All right. And Lord willing, you were edified through this lesson. We're gonna give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh.
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Dash.
Shalom.
Shalom.